components. She engages and establishes partnerships with employers, industry representatives, community colleges, CTE programs, and local area workforce centers across the state. We can truly say here at The Rock that Joann is a great partner of ours, and we work and collaborate as much as we can. She is a pleasure to be around. And Joann, thank you so much for being here with us today.
The pleasure is mine always. Whenever The Rock calls, we're there. It's always a party with The Rock. But essentially, thank you for inviting us, because it's always a pleasure for us, and we jump at every opportunity to be able to help our employers and industry build that much needed workforce through registered apprenticeship. I had one of my registered apprenticeship supervisors tag along to see how fun these forums are. So there she is. She's one of the participants, Connie Thomas. And moving forward, there's a bigger team now with apprenticeships, and we are just really raring to do so much outreach to be able to assist throughout the state, the same way that The Rock does for construction and trade. So without further ado, I will try to share my screen. All right, can everyone see the screen? Awesome. All right, so, and can everybody hear me perfect? Just fine. I see thumbs ups. Okay, thank you. So just to be familiar with all of us here, who, and I'm pretty sure you don't have to unmute your mics, but I am assuming that employers in this forum right now hire new employees and train them. Basically, let's get some bodies in this company and just train them to be able to do the work that we require them to do. And employers such as yourselves also onboard new hires and use training to fill knowledge gaps. You also train and support your new staff through mentoring. And I'm pretty sure that you reward staff that respond to training very well and also perform well. And you do this in the form of wage increases. And lastly, I'm pretty sure employers and industry promote staff to new levels and help them train future apprentices. So if you could notice that all throughout, there's that common thread of training. Well, interestingly enough, that's what we're all about, registered apprenticeship. So what is registered apprenticeship? It's first and foremost a job. It is, I know we mentioned training, but it is not a training program. It is a job that you as employers provide. This job uses a training program that combines hands-on learning and also some additional continued education in the form of classroom training, online training, certification training, all that good stuff. So this together creates that earn while you learn approach that helps workers start new careers, start their careers at your company, but more importantly for employers, it helps your business recruit and retain, much more importantly, retain that highly skilled workforce that you develop. So in apprenticeship, these activities that we've mentioned earlier, interestingly corresponds to the components of what a registered apprenticeship is. So, as I've mentioned earlier, registered apprenticeship is a job. Therefore, employers are key to the creation of registered apprenticeship programs. It is with employers' great input that these programs are built and pretty much put together and carried out. Within that program, the related technical instruction and the hands-on piece under those mentors that we mentioned earlier are key to be provided to these individuals so that they are trained well. And while they are going through the program of registered apprenticeship, they acquire new skills, new knowledge, It's just proper that we incentivize them, that we reward them. So we do require a reward for all those skills gained in the form of a wage increase at an annual basis. And at the end of the very program that they are going through, they will receive a nationally recognized credential. What does that mean? So think of it, I often refer to it as much like a diploma, where a diploma essentially signifies that this person, that the bearer of that diploma, has studied everything that they need to study in that scope or in that discipline. With an apprenticeship program, it does not only signify that they've studied it, it also confirms and certifies that they acquired the necessary relevant skills for that occupation. So it is something that definitely your employees would appreciate, but more importantly for you as an employer, you could tell your customers, your clients, and it sets you apart from competition that you have a certified skilled workforce. It's one thing to say I have a skilled workforce, and another to actually show that they are certified skilled by the Department of Labor. And since it is nationally recognized, it is something that you could carry with you and your workforce as you grow into other states. So just preparing you and your workforce for future growth. What are the benefits of an apprenticeship? For the apprentices, it's very obvious. It's increased skills. Because of the progression, they get higher wages, and working towards a national credential. That national credential will also pave way for further career advancement in your companies. And some programs who choose to work with community colleges or universities, these college credits can be translated into an eventual associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. Just imagine all that education that you're getting to have in your own organizations because of an apprenticeship program. And more often than not, these college credits, because of an apprenticeship, these individuals walk away completing with little to no school debt. I will explain to you that shortly. And veterans that participate in registered apprenticeship programs are able to access their GI Montgomery bills. Just imagine the added benefit that you are giving through the employment of apprentices. With employers, because these individuals are engaged in the program, there's reduced turnover. In fact, 94% of apprentices stay employed even after their apprenticeship programs are over. Just talk about that retention rate. And because it's a training program that not only trains them on skills and knowledge, they are also offered the ability to be trained on diversity and inclusion. It allows for underrepresented populations to join that pathway towards a career through your apprenticeship program. And like I mentioned, these people are exposed not only to the training, but also to your own company's culture, which is guaranteed one of the best ways to engage people into your company, into your organization. It's proven that engaged employees are more productive employees. So employee engagement is definitely something that will be enhanced through a registered apprenticeship program. And with your programs giving certifications and licensing, your relationship with those entities are strengthened again. And your company or organization can be set apart from competition, just as you are set apart because you have a certified skilled workforce. And lastly, and most importantly, registered apprenticeship helps employers recruit and retain that highly qualified, skilled workforce. So with apprenticeships, employers definitely win. As you can see through the numbers, if you would like at your leisure, check out the American Apprenticeship Initiative. And these are the staggering numbers that they came up with. There's 96% improved company culture as a result. There's 68% reduced downtime. It just spells a lot of wins for the employer. So with that, we'd like you to take away just a simple few things. Registered apprenticeship does offer a stepped up wage system, which is, you already do this. You already provide wage increases. But in registered apprenticeship, it's great because you can start your new hires in an apprenticeship program at a lower rate compared to a journey worker because they are working their way towards that journey worker status. And registered apprenticeship has increased employee engagement and higher retentions. Why is this great? Because it lowers your cost and the loss of productivity because of the continuous vicious cycle of hiring, rehiring, onboarding, and terminating. This definitely helps a company reduce that waste and puts it towards the development of its workforce. In fact, for every dollar an employer spends towards registered apprenticeship, they get $1.47 back in terms of increased production, reduced waste, reduced retention, reduced turnover, and pretty much employee engagement is increased. And lastly, registered apprenticeship is it provides that repeatable, organized framework of hiring and training your people. And because it is organized and it is repeatable, you can ensure that you will get consistent results out of it. And with that, we will open it up for questions, if any, but if you're too shy to bring it up now, please do reach out to us at AZApprenticeship at azdes.gov or check out our website, azapprenticeship.com.
You, Joann. That was a great deal of awesome information. Does anybody have any questions for Joann? I was going to say, I always say that too. Please don't be shy. This is your opportunity to ask away. But of course, you are more than welcome to reach out to Joann and Connie after we wrap up today if you have any questions or you want to learn more about apprenticeship programs in Arizona.
So actually, Cindy, I was going to add, I promised earlier that I will mention how apprentices are able to finish with little to no school debt.
Yes.
Because every apprenticeship program registered with the state, those programs or those entities are automatically approved to be what is to be on this list called the eligible training provider list. And what that is, anyone who's on that list, their apprentices may qualify for funding to use towards the payment of the tuition, towards the purchase of school books, towards the purchase of tools and materials they would need for the apprenticeship program. In Maricopa County, I believe last time I checked, they spent about $4,000 each apprentice in support of through ETPL. So that's just one of the ways that we're able to assist the employers to be successful because we're supporting these apprentices through their journey. So yeah.
Thank you. We do have one question. What are some of the scopes that qualify?
For an apprenticeship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so interestingly enough, thank you for raising that because people think, oh no, it's just construction, it's just construction. No, it is actually not correct. We have broken into other industries like healthcare, advanced manufacturing is a big one right now. We have, interestingly, hospitality, your hotels, restaurants. We even have IT and cybersecurity. There's over 1,200 occupations that can be apprenticeable. So We suggest you explore with us opportunities. Interestingly enough, too, just because your company does one thing doesn't mean you don't have apprenticeship opportunities in another area of your company. In fact, we worked with a solid waste company only to register a program for their IT department. Go figure, right? So there's a lot of different possibilities of training your workforce. And it's great because this is something that you already do anyway. Just add more value to it and more ability to support your workforce by making it a registered apprenticeship program. There is no cost associated with setting up the program. There's no registration fee or anything like that.
Yeah, that was actually going to lead into one of the questions I had about if somebody on the Zoom here wants to get set up, what is the time frame? What is that cost to them?
So the time frame really depends on the employer. As I've mentioned earlier, employer engagement is initiates any apprenticeship program. So depending on how ready you are and how all the components that you have for an apprenticeship are ready, to give you an idea, the quickest registration of a program we've ever done is under 26 minutes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right. I'm going to do a last call for questions from our attendees.
Oh, and last two,
Please.
one more thing is that there's no requirement as to how many apprentices. Well, actually, let me take that back. There's a requirement of at least one, of course, right? But don't think that just because you have an apprenticeship program, we require that you have hundreds or even more than 10. No, one apprentice is enough. And if you feel that you've filled your workforce needs with that one apprentice, we could easily just cancel the program, and it's not going to be uh, a shot against you. You're not going to be under penalty for canceling your program. No, we are here as your partners to build a skilled workforce for you.
No, thank you for that clarification. So, folks who are on this Zoom that might have been a little too shy to ask some questions in front of the